Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are doing Confessions of a Stay-at-Home Mom. This is actually a collaboration with Becky from A Place to Nest and Di from Being Mommy with Style. I'm going to put the links to their videos below. I'm not sure what they're going to talk about, probably something lighthearted and, funny, but I wanted to give you a real confession. And you're probably going to judge me. I judge myself, so bring it on. I feel bad enough. You don't have to pile on. I will feel bad about this incident until the day I die. And if nothing else, the positive of all this is I never judge, because I thought I was a good parent, and I will never judge another parent. Mistakes happen. Accidents happen. And yeah, it could happen to me. So no matter what, I read something crazy in the paper, on the news, online, and now everybody else is like, oh, how could they done that as a parent? Let me tell you, I will never judge, because I am in no place to judge. So we're gonna get to that horrible, horrifying, terrible, biggest parenting mistake that I ever did as a stay-at-home parent in a minute. But I'll start with some more lighthearted stuff that I do. It's still it's embarrassing. It's not as awful, but it's still embarrassing. So when my kids had a runny nose, which wasn't very often, but when they did, I would often use the inside of their shirt to wipe their nose. I don't even know why. Laziness, not wanting to get up and go get a tissue. Yeah, so that's gross. I mean, I would never wipe my own nose with my clothing yet, I wouldn't wipe their nose with my clothing, but I'm not wearing it, so it's totally fine. Yeah, I did that a lot. Also, I daydream of getting a real job pretty much daily. The truth is, I love being a stay-at-home mom, but I would love to be able to get out. Sometimes it feels like solitary confinement up in here because I don't leave and I don't have adult conversations, and I could do all of those things, but I don't. But when I had a job, it forced me to get out and talk with people, and I had a career, something I was proud of, something that gave me purpose to my day and my life. Obviously, my children give me purpose, but I don't have anyone to hold myself accountable to. So I was a way better parent, like a bajillion times better of a parent when I ran a daycare, because I had the parents to be accountable to. So I would run activities, and we'd do, games every day and crafts every day and sing songs in school time, and I'd take them to the park every day, or we'd go on some grand adventure, and I was way, 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 way over the top. Way, way better a parent then. Without anyone to really hold myself accountable to, I guess my children I should. Anyways, I'm not towing the line after I stopped doing a daycare as best as I should have. So I feel guilty about that, especially for my son, because for the two girls I ran a daycare. When my son came along, I didn't, and I definitely was not as good of a parent to him as I was to the girls, and I will feel bad about that forever. Fingers crossed he turns out okay. Another horrible thing that I do, I don't wash my kids' sheets enough. At all. I wash my own sheets, my husband's and our bed sheets, at least once a week. And but I forget about the kids all the time. And I don't know how often you wash your sheets, but it's supposed to be done once a week. I'm gonna say it's definitely not once a week. I'm gonna hope it's once a month. I'm gonna go wash my kids' sheets as soon as I've done this, because I don't wash them enough, you guys. I'm gross. I'm a gross person. I just forget. That's the truth. I just don't think of it because I'm not sleeping on them, so I don't do it often enough. Okay. Another confession, I took my kids to McDonald's for lunch so many times they actually hate McDonald's. At least once a week. I'd be like, oh, what are we gonna do? I'm super bored. Let's take you guys to McDonald's, have lunch, and play in the playground. And now it's like, okay, we're gonna get fast. We get fast food usually once a week for dinner, especially on busy nights, and they're like, not McDonald's! That's embarrassing. We went to McDonald's too much. I'm a horrible mother. It's so bad. I know it's bad for them, and I did it anyways. it's the toy, man. It's the playground. Why can't they have a healthy place that you can go and take your kids so they can run around and have fun on a rainy, crappy day, have lunch, and get a toy? And why can't they make a place where they have, like, I don't know, something you actually want to feed your children? Okay, so we're getting to the real confession now. Disclaimer, don't judge me. Well, you're gonna judge me. Don't be cruel in the comments. I already beat myself up way more about this than you ever could. So I know it's people's instinct to jump all over this. Just let me tell you that I feel bad enough, that I have been punished enough, and I will continue to punish myself about this until the day I die. So let's just get started. When it was spring and Milo was, I think, 18 or 19 months old, and he was colicky as a baby, and he continued to never sleep through the night, and just I was exhausted. I was I'm giving you excuses here. There is no excuse. I had hypothyroid, but it was undiagnosed at that point. Was exhausted all the time. So when I would put him down for a nap after lunch, I would have a nap too. And I'd put him in his crib usually, and then I'd have a nap. But he had just moved to a big boy bed a couple of weeks before. It was going really well. He would still call me when he woke up for a nap, or call me when he woke up in the middle of the night, which was like every 5 seconds, or call me in the morning, and I would go to get him. So, and I'm a light sleeper. You see where this is going. I'm a light sleeper, you guys. So I put him down for a nap, and then I went down for a nap. And about a half an hour later, I hear a woman's voice calling, "Hello, hello." And I bolt out of bed, and I look, and he's not. I look in his bed quickly because he's across the hall, and he's not in his bed. And I run to the front door, and she's holding him, and he's smiling and happy and covered in mud. I mean, covered in mud and leaves and like twigs in his hair and stuff. And he's only wearing a t-shirt and a diaper because, again, at that point, I just didn't always put pants on him. I was a disaster. I'm still a disaster, but I was a disaster. So he would often just have a diaper and a t-shirt on in our house. And she had found him a half a kilometer down the road, on the road, stopped, picked him up, and went house to house to see if he was theirs. She said the next stop was going to be the police, but then she noticed my front door was open. He had unlocked the padlock, opened the front door, and left. He didn't wake me up. He didn't do anything like that. We had just got a dog, a puppy, so I think he was maybe letting the dog out, and then because the dog was gone too, and then maybe following after the dog escaped. He was chasing him or something. I will never know. I had no idea he could even reach the padlock, let alone know how to click it and turn it and then open the front door. I mean, I never ever even it dawned on me that this could ever have happened. I mean, I don't even remember thanking the lady. I just burst into tears. I was hysterical. I was holding him. He had a giant poop in his pants. She probably should have called children's services. She didn't. I mean, she's a saint. She literally saved his life. We live on a river. You know, we have a fence in our yard, but he went out the front yard, and we have an empty lot at the side of our house, which is open to a river. Our road is so busy. It's like a highway. And he could have got hit by a car. He could have got abducted. He could have fell in the river and drowned. There is a number of things that could have happened, and that lady literally saved his life. She saved his life, and my neglect almost killed him. So, or worse than death, because he could have been abducted. And just, needless to say, I never had a nap again. And I put bells and the door things on his door, and I was a wreck, you know, always listening for him. And I'm still a wreck. Like, I'm still just like, will he escape? Oh my gosh, we have to put extra locks on the doors. I put a little alarm on the front door. I just never would have thought that that would have happened. But if I would have read in, on the news that a little, an 18-month-old boy was hit by a car or drowned in a river while the mother was sleeping, I would have been horrified. Like, how terrible of a parent is that parent? But it really truly was just an accident, like a horrifying, horrible accident. And thankfully he was fine. I'm not fine. I'll never be fine. I will beat myself up about that forever. And I will never judge another parent, whether they've accidentally left their kid in a hot car, which is horrifying, or they've fallen asleep and the child, got into trouble or hurt themselves or whatever. I will never judge, because I really tried my best as a parent, and I made a horrible lapse in judgment. And I fell asleep and I didn't take the proper precautions with extra locks or alarms or whatever. I didn't think of all the scenarios that could have happened, and I will regret that forever. So I guess that's my confession to you. Take it as you may. I learned something, I think, really positive that came out of that. First of all, I'm super more protective now and aware of things like that, but the most important thing that came out of that is empathy for other parents. Empathy and just never judging, because mistakes happen, and it could literally happen to anyone. It happened to me, and even though I always thought I was really cautious and I used to judge other parents, I got a dose of, my own medicine, and I judge myself, and now I've learned. So that is my confession to you as my stay-at-home mom confession. I'm sure nobody else has had such a horrifying thing happen to them, but you never know. And I just thought I'd share that with you in case you yourself as a parent have done some stupid, horrible, neglectful thing. Don't feel bad. You're still gonna feel bad, but know that you're not alone. How's that? And, I don't think one bad incident, or even not changing your kid's sheets or wiping their nose with their shirt, makes you a bad parent. I think we sometimes make poor decisions because we're human. Even as a parent, we're human and we're learning, and that is it. That is my confession to you guys. I feel a little sick about it, but I thought I'd share. So thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna check out Becky and Di's video. I'm sure they're gonna be a little bit more uplifting and maybe not such a bummer. Sorry about that, but check theirs out too, and thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you next time.